Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. In this edition of ASMR, I bring to you a microphone that I had forgotten that I had. So hopefully this one will be better quality than the other one that I made. And we are going to be doing some positive affirmations in this video for anyone who is just struggling a bit or perhaps has any sort of mental health challenges such as anxiety or depression, the things of everyday life that can really just get to you sometimes and make you feel as if you can't sleep or do anything. And today, hopefully, I can help counteract some of those things for you. Because yes, believe it or not, I myself do also struggle with these things on occasion. So let us begin. I first wanted to start off, and I suppose you could consider this some sort of exercise. Tell me, just in your head, of course you don't have to in the comments or anything, name any of the things that have been weighing on your mind, anything that you feel is burdensome, anything that you feel is holding you back from your full potential. And now in front of me, I have this keyboard, as you can see. And whatever those things are, I am going to write them down. Now, you may be thinking that something that is stressing you out is education related. School. I definitely understand that challenge, more so than anything else. Or it could be WORK. You know, the good old JOB, a job. Understandably, what goes along with that? MONEY, money. And maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it's simply an internal battle. Internal. That too is just as understandable. And when paired with circumstantial downfalls in life, the internal battle is exacerbated even more. I understand this maybe more than the average person, to be quite honest. But to be able to name these things, I think is important, because one of the worst things, one of the most annoying things that can happen to you is when something is bothering you, but you can't exactly figure out what it is. And if you can't yet figure out what that is still okay. That is why right now, in place of anything, I am just typing gibberish for those of you who do not know what that struggle is exactly. But either way, even if it's just me typing gibberish, at the very least, we've gotten something down on the page. Anything, really. These struggles tied to emotions. Now, a pair of scissors. What might this be for, you ask? Well, we are going to cut all of those worries away. We are going to assure that they are untethered from your state of being, and that they do not define you. Because although all of us have these things that hold us back, at the end of the day, we are much stronger, I think, than we really tend to give ourselves credit for. It can be very easy to underestimate yourself, especially if you struggle with low self-esteem. Maybe that hits home for some of you. Maybe now some of it has been detached from you. And I hope that you feel free. I hope that you feel lighter. I hope that you feel more confident, because you deserve to feel confidence. And you deserve to feel loved. And maybe sometimes you feel ignored. I think something that you can do, at least that has helped me, is when you're starting to feel a little bit lost, remind yourself of anything that you find fascinating in this world, anything that brings out a childlike sense of wonder in your soul. I'm sure you felt this before, this like unshakable sense of just wonder. That's one of my favorite words, is wonder. Why? Because because it has a sort of innocence and deep curiosity, even creativity underneath it. When you can delve deep into the things that bring you joy, bring you at least a sense of fascination, sometimes it can make you feel a little bit better. Maybe you've just worked a little bit too hard. It's okay to take a break. Maybe you feel like you can't take a break. I see. It's that you feel like you can't. You don't have time. Well, what you need to know is if you neglect taking care of yourself, you won't be able to be on the grind like society wants you to. You won't have the capacity, the motivation. Maybe you're struggling right now with motivation. It's okay to be lazy sometimes. It's okay on occasion to say no to certain responsibilities. If you feel that it is something that you can forget about, then maybe, just maybe, you can. Maybe you might just get lucky. You might be taking a walk and find a coin. Funnily enough, the other day, and this is a true story, I was taking a walk and I wasn't feeling well. I was quite upset about something. But then, all of a sudden, on the sidewalk, I just see a $10 bill. Of course, nobody was there to claim it. So I decided that I was the one. And although I don't necessarily believe in like signs or anything like that, I would say that some sort of metaphorical sign, in my opinion, that sometimes instead of seeing life through a rose-colored glasses, you might see life through gray shades. I think in order to be well-rounded individuals, having a sort of optimistic, neutralist view of the world makes the most sense. There are always going to be good things that you can find. There will always be random, tiny, tiny bits of good amongst all of the bad, and vice versa. There's no such thing as perfect, and you do not need to be perfect. if there were such a standard anyway, I still don't think that anyone should be held to it, because it's not realistic. Sometimes you are afraid of the future. I will say this one is the one that always gets me. Always this one. I think that in doing things like this, actually, to be pretty transparent, these types of videos, me making this right now, might actually be a little bit of a coping mechanism for myself. I do enjoy helping other people. So if this can help at least one other person, I will feel accomplished. And maybe that will make me, myself, a little bit less anxious sometimes, knowing that. Afraid of the future, as I was saying. The thing about life is that this may be a little scary, but you just get this one. And once today is over, you don't have it anymore. Everything is temporary. Everything that goes, everything that you've lost, it was bound to happen. But that is also something that is very, very beautiful if you can choose to frame it that way. It's beautiful because there's a sense of magic in things that disappear. I mean, everyone knows magicians like to make things disappear. In life, things do disappear. And in the future, we gain new things. And those things then too are lost. But if everything were eternal, if everything lasted forever on this earth, no one would ever stop to appreciate it as much, because it can't go anywhere. It's still there and it always will be. So why would they? Reminds me of a song, actually. It goes something like, you only know you love her till you let her go. Any of you know that song? I'm sure you do. I don't think that's the name of it, but that's a lyric in it. Look it up if you don't know it. It's pretty good. I know that maybe a little bit of what I'm saying may sound cliche, and that's because, well, the truth is, cliches are cliches for a reason sometimes. It's because not all of them, but many of them do have some layer of truth. And I believe in truths that are nuanced. conversation. That's why I don't believe in black and white thinking every time I think that I fall into the trap of black and white thinking. I have to remind myself that life is a little more complicated than my upset, biased mind is making it out to be. Not everything is bad, and not everything is good. There can be room for both. I think it can be easy to prioritize the negative when you are feeling negative. Although sometimes it is also okay to complain. If you want to complain, you have the right to. Maybe it might make you feel a little bit better. Of course, if I'm cranky and I have a cold or cough, gotta take one of these cough drops, and I'm gonna be mad. I'm probably gonna be upset for like a week, as long as it lasts, because I hate being sick. I'm not gonna be handling it well. But that's understandable. That's okay. Sometimes you can be flawed, you can be human. Maybe this sounds like bad advice, but hear me out. I think also sometimes it is okay to do stupid things. If you made a mistake, a bad mistake, and that's what's holding you back, it happens. There is not a single person on this earth that it doesn't happen to. That is something that you got to realize. It's okay to make mistakes, even if it is something that is huge, whatever people might consider that to be. Even still, every single day we are growing. We need to have forgiveness for ourselves. You do not need to harbor hatred or resentment toward yourself. The more that you hold in, the more sickening it can feel, and the more it can limit you. You do not need to hold limiting beliefs about yourself. Be honest with yourself about where you are at right now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not the past, not the future. Right now, be honest with yourself. Be objective about where you are, about your skills, about your attributes as a person. But the more negative emotions, resentment against yourself, the more it will limit you, because then it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you believe that you are a bad person or that you cannot change. What do you think will happen then? You need to give yourself space to grow. You are not in a box. You are not in a box. If this is a box, see, this is a box. You're over here. Okay? Capisce? Entiendes? Do you understand? You're not stuck. Even if you feel alone, even if you struggle in relationships and you can't maintain any, let me tell you, I believe in you. I do. Even if I have no idea who you are, even if we never cross paths, I believe that you are capable, that you have the means to accomplish what is good for you and what you desire. I believe that if you desire positive change, it all starts with the mindset. It all starts with you. No one else. You cannot wait for circumstances to change you all the time. Of course they will, inevitably. And of course, if things are going well, you'll feel better, probably, right? And vice versa. But you cannot say, this happens, and then I will take action. No. You can say, I choose what is best for me right now. And that will change the circumstances. That will bring me accomplishment. That will bring me a sense of joy and the wonder of things that I surround myself with that are positive to rekindle. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, as the last bit of this video, I am going to rekindle your sense of positivity, of your lightness, of your freeness, goodness, innocence, happiness, whatever it may be. We are going to plant that back inside of your mind. So, what do I have to do that? I'm scheming. Hold on. Another tool. If you can read, you know what it is. It's glue. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some of this glue. Did I forget to mention that this is you? You didn't realize that you looked like a microphone? Oh, my bad. Sorry to break that to you. Yeah. I'm sorry my face is so close to you. But yes, I have just applied this glue to you, to your brain, because now all of that positive energy can stick to you. It can just like waft up from the air or something like that, and then the particles will just come down and stick to your microphone head, because that is definitely how this works in terms of physics, because I am an expert at positive energy transferring. It's kind of like my job, you know. But yes, POSITIVE, ellipses, return key. Okay, I've programmed it into you. That's another way I do it. If you made it this far into the video, please leave me some questions in the comment section, because I want to do a Q&A, you know. I'm sure you all am wondering who the hell I am. If you're here, that would make sense to me. So, if you made it this far into the video and you actually watched, let me know if this helped, if you like the natural lighting or the colorful lighting that I did in the first video. I don't know why, I just really want to know. And comment down below any other video suggestions that you might have as well. I hope you are feeling relaxed. I hope you are feeling like yourself, and that you do feel light as a feather. And I hope you feel loved and accepted and understood. And I hope, most of all,